G'day everybody, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are doing a death metal update. Death metal tapes, CDs, 1 or 2 records, and we're going to take a look at a new magazine as well, so let's get cracking. And we are listening to, in the background, the compilation tape from said magazine. This is Noxious Ruin Volume 3. Crushing stuff. We get tracks from Flesh Rot, we're listening to now. Hollowed Body, Mental Casket, Guilty View, Maul, Repulsive Death, Mortal Wound, awesome. Enucleation, I'm not sure how you say them. Carnal Ruin, Noxus are awesome. Thorn, Ruin, Rotten Brain, Dower, and Seep. A couple new bands on there for me, so this is really cool. The magazine, check out the artwork on this thing. Awesome. This is practically a book, like, this is nuts. They're getting thicker each time. Yeah, so Volume 3, Noxious Ruin magazine. Very colourful, very glossy. Look at that. So good. Interviews with Repulsion off the bat. Very long interviews. That's all one interview. It's amazing how in-depth this is. Got some Durketa, there's some Undergang in here, plenty of art things, crossword on the back. I mean, this is death metal right here, so good. Even some horror movie stuff, very, very cool. Anyway, hopefully there's still a few copies. Extremely Rotten is probably where you want to go check that out. And the first one we're taking a look at is the new single from Chaosian, 2-track tape, this one here. Hopefully it's an example of stuff that's going to be coming from a forthcoming album. I'm not sure if they're signed yet. Hopefully they are. Check it out. The Cosmetics first nice yellow tape on Extremely Rotten Productions. They were very nice to include this with the magazine when I ordered it from them. So if you've not heard these guys before, it's like real thick, murky, slimy death metal. Real analog production value. They're a 3-piece, they're from Denmark, same as the label themselves. They've got 2 more demos before this that were pressed as a compilation album, which is just filthy and nasty stuff. Has a great green cover. That came out on MSUO last year or the year before. That's top quality, highly recommended. These 2 tracks are just... they've improved. The band has improved. It's just better all around. It's not like it's drastically different, they're just better. They've gotten better at their art. So yeah, more doom, more blasting, more riffs, more filth. Just hurry up and make an album, please. Chaosian. Alright, the next one. This is a new band. Nayquem, I think that's how you say it. Nayquem, Neyquam or QAM? Nayquem. Anyway, man, you practically just, you feel yourself headbanging as you listen to this one. It's blasty, it's got deep gurgly vocals, there's some real razor sharp chuggy riffs in here. They're the things that just make you bang, bang. It's so good. Really insists on it, I think. You won't listen to this without bobbing your head, that's for sure. Lots of grooves, there's some deep beat, lots of double kicks, blasting. Black tape there. It's out on Transylvanian Recordings, which the next 3 tapes are as well. These guys are obsessed with serial killers. There's intros on the tracks that are various serial killers talking about their serial killness. And anyway, really, 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 really good stuff. Their first thing that these guys have done, I'm looking forward to hearing what more they do. Nayquam. How many tracks? We've got 5 tracks on this thing. Yeah, I think it sort of punches in around about the 18-minute mark, 18-20 minutes. Highly, highly recommended, worth checking out. The next one, another band that's hard to pronounce, at least for me. This is, we'll say, Abizao. I think it's Abizao or Abizao. I don't know, not too sure. It's another band that this is their debut. On a lovely green shell tape there. We'll get out in a second. But this is different to the previous band. This is like a swirling, mid-paced, evil cacophony, like a dirtier Necrot. I reckon that's what these guys sound a bit like. Not so much Necrot's last album. So the earlier stuff make it yeah, evil, and you get Abezal. Yeah, booming, reverbed vocals, sort of riffs that build up and then change tempos once they're built up. It's just classic death metal stuff. Speeds up, but tends to stay in the sort of head bobbing area. It's as heavy as a bag of elephants. I mean, it's just crushing. I'm going to say the word crushing, I think, a few times. Well, I don't seem to be able to get the J card out of this case. Must be welded in with super glue. Maybe those elephants just sat on it, but anyway, there you go. Bizarre, and it's called Acternum, I think. Those Germanic fonts always get me. Next one we're going to take a look at, this is Siverus. These guys have done a couple of demos and EPs so far, and a split, I think. This is a live album, but not live in the sense of studio tracks that have then been played live. It is just well, they call it a live promo. They just press record, got 4 brand new tracks, and they just played them, and it sounds fantastic. This is dark, slow, pulsating death doom metal. It's just played in one take live. It's completely and utterly crushing. This defines crushing for death doom. I can't overstate how impossibly heavy this thing sounds. And being a single take recording, it's so good. Grey, cassette there, another one on Transylvanian. I won't get the J card out. These things just seem to want to stay in the cases today. It's the interesting thing about it being a death doom band. A lot of the leads are sort of trim picked, sort of like black metal style, over the doom passages, and then there's like clean, non-distorted guitar that builds up in, you know, like Disembowelment would do. Like they have those sections that build up and then bang down with the crushing hammer. This is really good. I can't believe they haven't done a full length yet. I'm sure it's in the works. So yeah, Siverus with their live promo, definitely check it out. And the last tape and the last thing from Transylvanian tapes today is the new demo from Evulse, or EP at this point. These guys, man, I have played this tape, the tape itself, about half a dozen times. I've played it digitally at least 10 times. I go for walks to go to the shops, that kind of thing, play it on my phone. I just can't stop playing this thing. Look at that amazingly wonderful, gory cover. This is, yeah, it's gore-drenched. Like, you're fans of Fetid, Cerebral Rot, you're going to love it, of course, but if you like the early couple of Horrendous albums, there's so much of that going on here as well. Oh, it's so good. Pink tape. I love how the pink goes with the gore. Pustulant Spawn is the name. We are going to try and take this J card out. There we go. This one did want to come out. Hooray! We used to get more of that Pustulant Spawn on the inside. Band. That was worth the effort, wasn't it? Yeah, the overwhelming sound on this is that, like I was saying, that gory mid-paced death metal, but the leads, they got those messed up Demolic sounding Finnish death metal leads. So good. Well, not the leads as in like solos, but I mean the main priority riff, not the chug riff. There you go, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, I've played this so many times, I'm never getting sick of it. It's just amazing stuff. Evolves, their second demo, second EP. Hopefully there is a full album in the works, because this stuff rules. Onto the CDs now. The first one we're taking a listen to is from 2016. This is Sculpture, not Sculpture, but Sculpture. This is their album, what is it? Panzerdokatron. Whatever. It's got a funny German font. Because they're a German band, and there's a giant tank on the cover, so what do you think it sounds like? Bolt Thrower. This is war. It's total war. But it's not just Bolt Thrower. It's the songs about war. It's more like the Swedish answer of Bolt Thrower. Bolt Thrower filtered through Bloodbath's Breeding Death EP, I think, is what you're really getting with this thing. It sounds like on the tin it's just going to be, you know, standard death metal blues riff from B, you know, generic stuff. It's not. It is so much fun, this thing. the huge groove that this thing's got going on through it just forces the headbang. So good. I think they got one album after this that I would like to check out. So yeah, 2016 on Final Gate this thing came out. But there is a newer one which I need to check out, or a newer EP. I can't remember if it's an album or EP, but anyway, there's something newer than this, but I need to check it out. Very addictive, doesn't sound the least bit German either. So there you go, Sculpture with, we'll try it again, Panzer Doctrine, there you go, that could be it, Panzer Doctrine from Sculpture. Next one we're going to check out, a band I'd never heard of. This is Sarcolytic with their, I think it's their only album so far, out on Unique Leader. Came out in 2010, so maybe if they broke up, I don't know. Metal Archive says they're still going. Okay, but so it's a Unique Leader album. What do you think it's going to sound like? You got it. Sounds like brutal technical death metal. The Deeds of Flesh template has been used here, absolutely. And it's got an ex-Disgorge drummer on it just to really ram that sound home. So yeah, but I don't think I need to say much more than that. You know what this is going to sound like, but clicky double kicks, furious blasts, there's slam breakdowns, pinch harmonics, dual deep and then snarly vocals, but it really shines on that technical side that, you know, like Deeds really do on their last couple of albums, particularly. I think, you know, they got really technical on the guitar. That's what these guys were doing in 2010. So yeah, very impressive stuff. It's got that occult themes going on, you know, it's all demons and witchcraft, that kind of thing. There's the CD. So yeah, the only thing they've done from 2010, not too sure why that is. There's 10 tracks or so on there. Yeah, hopefully there's something more coming from them at some point. Anyway, it's so technical that you'll just need to take a deep breath after every song. It's one of those albums. Sarcolytic. The album is called The Arcane Progeny. Yeah, that's it. Next one I'm going to check out, and the first Chinese band in my collection. I could have used this in the Metal Around the World video from a couple of months back. This is Ululate, or Ululate. I'm not too sure. I'll go with Ululate. The album's called Back to Cannibal World. I love the sort of mythological Chinese demon there with the hat. Great artwork, fantastic stuff. It's on Extreme Music. Sounds a bit like an Extreme Music band. It's, I guess, I mean, first of all, it's from 2015. I'm not too sure what they've done since. I think there is an EP since this one. It's the only thing I've ever heard was this album. I can hear a lot of Immolation's debut. That's sort of the groundwork. There's chunks of Morbid Angel's Covenant all the way through it, in the dark parts of it. And I also get heaps of intestine Baalism in the melody, and I think the vocals really sound like intestine Baalism. So there you go, it's a nice mix of death metal styles there. Really creative riffs, plenty of change up. It stays mid-paced most of the time, particularly in the drums. Very mid-paced drums, just sort of drives ahead. And yeah, my first Chinese death metal, my first Chinese anything musical in the collection. Super impressive stuff. I don't know what I mean when I say it doesn't sound Chinese. I mean, they're not like, you know, like Nile trying to sound Egyptian, so they put in all that Egyptian sound. No, like they're not doing anything that looks like the cover in the sound. You know, do you know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't sound like they're doing anything Chinesey. Anyway, it's just really good death metal. Oh dear, that probably sounded really terrible. Anyway. Awesome album, and I'm keen to check out what else they've done. Next one, with their only album from 1999, it's the only thing they did, then they broke up. This is Scythe, and I've got to thank Ben Brainsmasher for, well, he originally did a video about this. I know I watched it, then I must have forgot about it. I tripped over this somewhere else. I sent him a very excited link saying, have you heard this band? And he's just sent me back a link to his video saying, yeah, I have. So, oops, egg on my face. But anyway, we talked about it, and yes, I insisted that I had to find it. Turned out that was going to be very difficult. The original release of this from 1999 was on a label called Metal Militia, and I'm not too sure how many copies they press, but that thing goes for hundreds of dollars now. So yeah, you're not going to find it. This is the Carnivorous Records reissue. They're out of, where are they from? Indonesia, I think. Came out August 2020. It is getting kind of hard to find, getting a bit scarce. There's only about 330 copies, I think, that was pressed to this thing. So before you finish the rest of this video, go and see if you can find it, because this thing completely rules. It's got Brad Palmer on drums. He did the drums for Deeds of Flesh, Inbreeding the Anthropophagi, which is one of my favourite technical death metal, technical brutal death metal albums ever. It's like one of the hallmarks. He did drums on this thing, and you can totally hear it. I think he's used the same production sound, the same everything, probably the same drum kit. It's awesome, but these guys are more black metal, black and death metal. I've been saying that this is like Deeds of Flesh playing dark funeral songs. Particularly, I think it's the second track, Passing the Scythe. That has an opening riff that is just completely dark funeral. It's, yeah, blackened Deeds of Flesh. It's really good. It's really, really good. I don't know why they didn't do more. The rest of the band, I don't know who they are. I looked them up on Metal Archives. All three of the other guys, I won't bother getting it out. All three of the other guys, the CDs in the player, have not done anything else. It's just been Brad on drums and three other guys who did this album and then disbanded. I don't know why. But yeah, do what you can to find this. The album is called Undead Infantry. The reissue is the one you'll get. There's a few on Discogs from Indonesia. I got super lucky. Some guy in Australia listed it. I know I keep getting lucky, and some guy in Australia lists things a lot lately. And yeah, he listed this, so I'm very happy to get this Scythe album. Next up, we're going to talk about an album that I have talked about before, because it's not really an album, it's a collection of demos. This is Ossuary with Supreme Degradation. I've shown the LP that had the exact same cover art as this, which has the Supreme Degradation demo tape, 4 tracks on it. But this CD has the Cremation Ritual demo as well. So you get a full album length of the 2 demos, which is just like K-Ocean did. A few bands are doing that now. They get their 2 demos, make a compilation CD. Awesome. And I love Ossuary. They're like, the vocals are this gurgled, evil whispers that seem to be recorded in a sewer beneath the rest of the band, and it just echoes up through the pipes. There's not many bands I can think of that have vocals that sound like this. It's just evil. Whole thing is just nasty sounding death, doomy death metal, putrid. It's called Ossuary. I mean, look at this thing. It's just death. Anyway, I really wanted this because the 2 demo tapes I've got, I let them go. The first demo tape, the Cremation Ritual demo tape, my copy was, I don't know, not that great, or my tape deck didn't like it, or I don't know. I was never very happy with how it played. Then I got the LP. The LP, I thought it had both demos, you know, one on each side. No, it didn't, even though it has the exact same cover. It just had the 1 demo. So I got the CD, and I'm very happy. It is in the player at the moment. There's the band. Ossuary, they are due for an album, like a real one. I hope we get one soon. So yeah, Ossuary, awesome stuff. Last CD we're going to take a look at is one of our own. This is Unnatural, the compilation of 1 demo and 3 EPs from this band, who are vocaled by Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt. 2-piece band, death metal obviously, because it's Ken. And all the music, all the instruments are played by Ted Vanterberg, who was the drummer at one time for Morgue, the US band Morgue. Played on the majority of the tracks on Eroded Thoughts album. This thing is not like Morgue. This, to me, sounds a bit like what Fluids are doing, but Fluids sounds sort of ultra-processed and drum machiney. This is like the raw demo version of that. It's mid-pace, deathly, dark. The riff sound is so supremely heavy. It reminds me, actually there's an Australian band called The Day Everything Became Nothing. I don't know if anyone's heard that band, but damn, the riff sound is so similar on this thing, the guitar tone. Failing that reference, it's got that Mortician sound to the guitar, but not their speed. It just plods. It's just sludgy, evil stuff. Really, really good. Ken's vocals are really good, really thick and dirty. I've got to be careful opening this case because it's kind of broken. Yeah, I need to get a new case anyway. Whoop, there's the band and the CD, and I do need to get a new case. It got smashed in the post, which is not great. Anyway, really, really good stuff. The band is still active, according to Metal Archives, and I don't believe Ken is solo-wise. So, yeah, this is from 2020. The latest EP is from 2020, so I expect we will see some new material from Unnatural. Awesome. On to the LPs now. We've got two to look at. The first one we're going to look at is proof to me sometimes that 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute that you listen to something on your phone in the shop, you picked up a cover and you go, oh, that sounds pretty cool, and you listen to it on YouTube and you try to make your decision there. It doesn't always work out, because I did that twice with this album, because I thought the cover was so cool and everyone else was talking about it, and I listened to it twice in the shop. Each time I went, but I went back to the shop and they were having a bit of a half price sale, so I picked up Acephalix with Decreation. I wanted to say Desecration, but it's Decreation. Don't even know if that's a word. This is album from 2017. It's their latest album. Also, I'd never really run across this band before, and I wondered why when I looked it up, because they've got 3 albums, a whole bunch of EPs and demos. I think they used to be a bit more crust band. Like, I don't know about crust punk, but death crust or something like that. And I probably just never, in my circles, never tripped over them. But this album, they just decided to play death metal, like quote, end quote. This is what this is. This is, somebody says to you, what does modern death metal sound like? It sounds like Acephalix. Like, if you just want straight ahead death metal, not old school death metal, not technical, brutal, whatever, death metal, Acephalix. And it's really good. I was, kind of shocked. I'm glad I took the punt at the half price to pick this up after sort of turning it down from the quick listens I gave it twice prior. So yeah, this is the guys. 7 tracks. It's on $20 spin, which is why I just kept wanting to give it another go. I'm like, come on, surely I'm going to like this. Yes, I do, but you need to put this on as an album and play it as an album, and just immerse yourself in the fact that it is a solid, straight-ahead death metal album. Doesn't pull any punches. It's for the Tomb Mold generation. Like, it's just straight-ahead death metal. I don't want to use the word unremarkable because that sounds negative, but it is just so straight-ahead, so death metal. There's not much more I can say about it. It's got, Entomb-style riffs over an obituary groove, lots of D-beat drums, slower head-banging moments, barked vocals. It's just death metal. This is death metal, Acephalix with Decreation. Check it out. Don't do what I did and listen to 10 seconds and then just write it off. If you want to listen to the whole thing, just chuck it on Bandcamp and give it a proper listen. Or just pick it up, because I think you're going to like it. And the last one we're going to check out here is the debut album for a band, Australian band from Adelaide, that's in South Australia, that have been kicking around since 1994. And this is their first album. This is Intellect Devourer, Demons of the Skull, just taking that glorious artwork. I always love it, that simple. So many of the sort of the war metal bands do it red and white on black. Gets me every time. Anyway, so like I said, these guys have been going since 1994. Did a bunch of demos. Did a demo in 94, demo in 2000, a couple of things here and there. And this is the first time we get an actual full-length recording. Mid-paced, occasional blast sections, usual death metal stuff. The songs are really short, like 2 to 3 minutes, kind of short. Average probably 2.5 to 3 minutes. They just sort of get to their pace and then stop. Could almost make them a bit longer, but anyway. Reverb vocals, there's just time changes all the way through it. Very prominent bass. I don't want to say twangy bass, but it's quite an audible bass, like a bit like Death. And speaking of Death, you know, like, it's influence from Death, Morbid Angel, Hellwitch, bands like that. As I said, like, they've been going since '94. In fact, only 3 of the songs on here were not recorded in the '94 or the 2000 demo sessions. Demon of the Skull is one of the, which is the title track, one of the new songs. Everything else has existed before. So there's tracks on here that they wrote in 1994 or earlier, '93. And it sounds fresh as a daisy to me. But it's fresh, but it is that Australian death metal sound, which always sounds ancient. We're just really good at that ancient sound. When you do our sort of underground death metal band sound, it's that ancient sound. I don't mean your psychroptic, but you know, it's the Adelaide sound. The guys in this band, the drummer Denny Blake, he is in everything South Australian. He's in Cauldron Black Ram, Stargazer, Misery's Omen. It's got guitars from Mournful Congregation in it. This is a South Australian all-star band. I mean, so much heritage here, and it rules. This thing is just so good. A lot of people have been talking about it, and with very good reason. I'm just still kind of surprised it's the first album since their demos, and yeah, good things come to those that wait. Awesome stuff. I'll take a look inside. I didn't do that with the Acephylax, that was just black LP. Is this any different? No! It's just another black LP, so it's kind of a waste of my time. Do we have anything else in there? We will take a look. There is a lyric sheet. I'm sure that was worth the extra time. Anyway, Intellect Devourer, it's out on Nuclear War now. Not sure why these guys came out of 2020 and decided to drop an album after all this time. Who knows, maybe they were just stuck in isolation in South Australia. Decided to get those old demo tracks, dust them off, give them a fresh sound. I don't really know, but I'm very glad that it did. Intellect Devourer, Demons of the Skull. Top quality Aussie death metal. That's everything we're going to take a look at today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Listening in the background, we have the Noxious Ruin compilation tape. Lots of cool bands we've been listening to. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and check out some of the other things that I've been doing around here. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.